Hi guys, today I'm going to be making these custard filled and chocolate filled mini eclairs. These are so delicious and so easy to make. You're watching the Bear Pantry Show. The Eclair is very easy to make, but we're going to have to move fast. 1 cup of water, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/3 cup of butter. And then now I'm just going to bring this to a boil before I add 1 cup of all-purpose flour. And I have to move quickly in stirring. Now I've shut the fire off already and then move it to the back burner because I don't want this to continue cooking. And I'm going to set this on the counter for about 5 minutes and then add a teaspoon of vanilla extract and 2 eggs, one at a time. And we have to get the eggs worked in thoroughly, okay? And we don't want them to cook. That's why I left it for like 5 minutes. Set it aside. It's going to look like mashed potatoes when it's ready, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and get this worked in. And then now it's time for me to preheat the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. And then, look, see this tip is too skinny. It's too narrow. I can't use this. So I'm just going to use the piping bag, measure it to the width that I want my eclairs to be. And then now it's just a matter of loading the piping bag with my dough. And it feels so warm and nice still, you guys. So now squeeze out all the air. And then now it's just a matter of cutting off the tip to the width that I want the eclairs to be. And then just pipe. So this is a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. And I want my eclairs to be mini. So this is like the size that I'm going to get. And I'm cutting with a shears right here, you know, when I get to the end of what I want. But you can also use a knife. So I'm trying to get a dozen. Look, I got a baker's dozen. I got 13. So now into the oven they go for on 425 for 10 minutes. And then I'm going to lower the temperature to 350 and go for another half hour, okay? So here they are. And like my son Josh just said, oh my goodness, Mom, they look legit. Aren't these gorgeous? They look crunchy and crispy and just delicious. I think I can eat them just like that. Now I'm going to make the custard. I'm using instant custard and I'm using Bird's because this is what I was raised on in Belize and this is what I love. 2 tablespoons of the custard powder, 2 tablespoons of cold milk. Stir this into a paste. Then over to the stove, 1 cup of milk because I'm just going to make a little bit. Bring this to a simmer, not to a boil. And then I add my custard paste in and I whisk as rapidly as I can go and then see the custard's ready. So that was pretty easy to do, right? Not homemade custard, just instant custard. Now I'm going to fill my eclairs and I'm using this injector because Joe suggested this. And I'm using chocolate frosting that I made for another recipe that's coming up in the next couple of days. And I'm just injecting the frosting into it and then now the custard. The custard goes a lot easier than the frosting. I'm using the same frosting. I just melted it a little bit to put the topping. See how the inside look? It's cooked and everything. And then now look, see how it looks filled? Pretty, right? So now I made another batch because I want to do another method of filling the eclairs. So I'm just going to go ahead and pipe my baker's dozen onto the parchment paper. And then this time around, I'm actually going to just kind of coat it with a little bit of water on my barbecue brush. And then into the oven. And I do the same thing for baking. And then now look at how I'm going to get them filled. I use a skewer, put a tip into my piping bag, and I just start to squeeze the custard. As you guys can see, I made more custard. I just love custard. I don't eat it anymore because I eat so much of it and it's so bad for me, but I don't eat it anymore. But it's going to be gorgeous in this. So pipe from both ends if the filling doesn't get all the way through, all right? On some of them, you're going to feel it kind of swell in your hand and they're going to explode. So here comes the chocolate frosting again. And this time around, I made some ganache. I just melted some chocolate chips in some half and half, some hot half and half, and add a little bit of olive oil for the shine. And then I'm just going to go ahead and dip each eclair into the ganache. This is way better than the frosting because the frosting was so heavy on the first batch. But, you know, I'm not going to be lazy anymore. I made the ganache. And see, gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Look at all my filling falling out of the ends of my beautiful eclair. I can't wait to dive into these. Oh my goodness. Cut this one open. Let's see how the inside looks. And let's see how much filling we got on the inside by using the piping bag. Oh yeah. This is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. I can't wait. Alright, so I'm glad that I showed you both times that I did them, because the first time around when I used the injector to go ahead and put the filling, it worked really well for the custard but not for the chocolate frosting, okay? And that was Joe's suggestion because I didn't know how else to get the stuff inside. So anyways, I finally figured it out by using the piping bag and, you know, first of all putting that skewer through and through it. And I suppose you can do that for the big ones too. These are mini eclairs, but you can do big ones. And did you guys see? I don't have the big tips that most people use through the piping bag to make the eclair, so I'm just gonna cut the bag kind of as wide as I want it to be and just kind of squeeze it out my own way. I mean, you do what you do. You don't have to have all these tools to make these things work, right? So when I was using the piping bag to fill the custard in some of them, I put so much they kind of exploded. But it was fun. And I like the ganache topping better than the frosting, but the first time around all I had was the frosting, and then I went out and got some chocolate and did my little ganache. So they came out actually beautiful. They were tasty. I mean, 2 bites and you know, it was gone. So you don't have to eat a whole lot of it. You know, this is a sometime thing. You don't want to eat this all the time because it's very high in sugar. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this show. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. Please share it for me. And stay tuned in the next couple of days because I'm going to upload another video with another eclair. Josh and Lois got in the kitchen and made that one, and it's so simple, it's going to blow you away, okay? I'm not sure if you guys know what I upload on Monday nights and Wednesday nights for the cooking channel. And I just want to thank you guys so much for your support and your faithfulness. Until I see you guys, take care.
That's dessert lasagna.
I have the dessert lasagna going right here. Thank you so much for liking the video and subscribing. Please check out my other 2 channels, the product review channel, Bear Pantry Talk, and come have some fun with my family and me over at the vlog channel, Babs Bear Talk.